Hi everyone, and welcome to Screams After Midnight, the horror movie podcast here on the Mild Fuzz Podcast Network. I'm Peter Bradley, and with me as always is Tim.
Happy New Year!
It's not been New Year yet, Tim.
Maybe not where you're at.
And Kevin's here.
I've realised we've all switched shirts, but why wouldn't we? It's been 3 different weeks.
For fuck's sake. Alright, so this is unlike our usual episodes of Screams After Midnight. Joseph's not here, his equipment's still playing up, but
For 3
he...
weeks.
Kevin, it's not fucking funny. It doesn't matter. Let it go. Let it fucking go. Right. Now, Joseph's not here because his stuff's still playing up, but he should be back in the new year, all guns blazing. So, what we're going to do for this week is we're not reviewing a movie, which is what we normally do. It's the end of year special, so we're going to talk about our favourite horror movies of the year, maybe decide on a best one, talk about the disappointments of the year, and a few other little categories as well, and just have a discussion about horror movies in 2015, and also the show in 2015.
Yeah.
Well, what a year it's been, Pete.
What a year indeed, Tim. I'll tell you this though, I think the first thing I want to say is that 2015 has easily been better than 2014.
Not only that, I would say, I mean, I don't have a great memory, but this is one of the best years I can remember in like a long time that has had like, it feels like there's been like a ton of really great or at least okay horror movies. And maybe I'm seeing a little more than usual because of the podcast, but this has been a great year, I think, for horror.
Pardon me. I agree. It's been a while since I feel like I've got a good handful of great ones to talk about this year.
Definitely.
I'm sneezing all over the place tonight. I don't know what's happening.
Well, it's that New Year cold.
It's not New Year yet, Tim. Anyway,
Yes.
so a lot of great movies this year. And obviously some people are going to be really cynical and say, yeah, but there was still shit. Well, yeah, there's always shit. There's always tons of shit. There's always dozens and dozens and dozens of shit horror movies every year. But if we come out with like one great one, two great ones, then it's been good. If we come out with like a good half dozen like this year, then great.
If
Brilliant,
that shit fertilizes the ground and a tree of horror rises up and we're able to pluck 3, 4, 5 good apples from it, then hey, thanks God. Good job, God.
Right, now let's ignore the movies of 2015 actually first.
I thought you were gonna say ignore everything I just said.
Well, do that too. But let's ignore the 2015 stuff just now, and I just want to talk about the movies that we've covered on the show. Now, I'm a little bit different with this one because I think I had seen pretty much all of them before. But I'm very curious as to you guys, not counting the new 2015 stuff, but just the old stuff. What the best and worst on the show this year, because we started doing the show, I want to say in May.
That we did 29 episodes, so
Yeah, it was,
just over
I think
half
it
the
was
year.
mid-May.
Yeah, May, June time.
Yeah. Oh god, you see, I was the outlier of the group. Everyone had been relatively into horror beforehand, and I was like completely new into sort of that world.
Actually, that's a good point. I think like 90% of the movies we talked about you watched for the first time.
Yeah, I
the
think I've
show.
only seen a handful of them before. But if we're talking about like what we thought was the best, or
So
what we
yeah,
thought-
what was your best movie? Not including 2015 releases, just you know.
just in general.
Yeah.
I think undoubtedly it was Psycho. I had seen it before, but I think that's one of my favorite horror films, and I think it's one of the 2 or 3 that I give like a 10 out of 10.
I feel like that's such an easy win for us though, to pick
Yeah,
that and have you
I
like
know.
it. It's like,
It
well,
really
yeah,
is.
it's fucking Psycho by Hitchcock. I mean, it's just kind of
Yeah.
insane that you hadn't seen it already.
No, I'd seen before. I thought.
Well, I was asking which ones that you hadn't seen, Kevin.
Oh,
You
okay.
tit. You absolute tit. The whole point of the question was the ones that you hadn't seen. Which one of those was the favourite? Oh,
Okay. Well,
You're a fucking disgrace.
Well-
Do you need some time to think about it? I can.
yeah, please. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll go to Tim now. Same
So,
question.
well, I mean, I love horror. So a good chunk of these I've already seen before. But out of the one,
I still thought of stuff that you hadn't seen though. I was still
that
throwing
is
some
true. That is
curveballs
true.
at you.
And I think out of those ones, that not counting the 2015 releases and stuff that I haven't seen before, my favorite would probably be New York Ripper.
Nice.
It was a really fun slasher movie. Had like a really cool 80s vibe to it. It was like the killer was so weird. Yeah, him quacking like a duck, and like I love the gore in it, and yeah, that's one that I actually bought. So now definitely watch again. And I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, you'll never look at Donald Duck quite the same
No.
way again after New York Ripper. Yeah, I really New York Ripper. That was one that I was excited to see what people thought when I showed it to them because I wasn't sure how that one would go down. And I'll probably to counterbalance this question for myself, I'll maybe pick my favourite or the ones that I was expecting you guys to love or I was most excited to see how you felt about it. So going back to Kevin for his favourite out of that bunch.
Yes.
Now that he understands the question, after some serious trial and error,
I think out of the ones I haven't seen before, I think that my favorite of this year has been The Haunting, and I know Joseph's going to be pleased to hear that. But
Excuse me, I'm just gonna take a quick nap.
I really, thinking back on it now, I really love the whole psychological aspect of it. I think that's like fast becoming one of my favorite genres of horror, like psychological horror, and just the set designs and everything and how it was constructed. It was great. It was really brilliant. I think so. I think that sort of crept up into my favorite of this year that I hadn't seen before.
do you know what I think we did a good job of, or at least I did a good job of, not to pat myself in the back, is
Okay.
making sure we had a nice mix of different kinds of movies.
Yeah.
I don't feel like we did too many of any one kind. Like we didn't do too many slashers, too many psychological ones, too many,
Found
Yeah.
footage.
found footage. Well, okay,
We
we
probably
did.
did a little too many of that.
We did a little bit too many found footage, but that wasn't my fault. That was because all the new releases had too much found footage.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That wasn't
Like-
in my control.
Basically every single new release was a Blumhouse.
Yeah, that's true.
It got to the point where Joseph was making jokes that we should get like an endorsement by them because we'd just been
Yeah.
reviewing all their films.
Yeah, Jason Blumhouse should give us a nice little royalties check for promoting. Well, we didn't promote all of them. Some of them we shat on,
Yeah.
but whatever. As for what I was most excited about, you guys watching for the first time, or at least the ones who hadn't seen it, I can't remember exactly who's seen what before I watched, but I really enjoy putting out something weird and seeing how you react. So
Oh, I know what you're gonna say.
last week's Christmas Evil, for a start, I'm going to mention a couple, but I was really excited to see the reactions to that.
Yeah.
Really excited. So that's one, partly because of the whole weird ending, which we won't spoil. We're not in spoilers in this episode. So, that's a weird thing outside of Kevin's house.
Yeah, there are people like screaming or something. I was like, oh God.
Really?
It's fine. It's just Ireland. It's fine.
Oh, that's true. Just Ireland at 4:30 in the morning.
It's just Ireland at 4 a.m. Just people get a little bit crazy and maybe chip each other on the face. Sorry, Joseph. For them, not Joseph. Tim, for you and the Americans watching or listening, a chib is basically either like a cricket bat, a baseball bat, a bit of wood, 2x4, whatever, with like a nail sticking out of it. That's a chib.
Yeah.
So if you've been chibbed, it means you've been hit with one of those.
That's good to know.
It might be the wind because it sounds like really howly, but I don't know if it's the people.
He's hearing voices in the wind. This is worrying. Send help. Someone send help. Not me, I'm busy, I'm doing a show. But someone send help. The other one that I was really excited for people to react to, and I think this is the one Tim was expecting me to say, was God
Yeah.
Told Me To.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, oh boy.
I mean,
What a
I
ride.
unfortunately did not make it to that episode for some reason or other. I think my webcam was playing up or something. But
You liked it though,
I,
didn't you?
I didn't watch it. I meant to watch it,
Oh,
but
you
I
didn't
didn't
even
watch.
watch
I
it?
didn't catch
Ah.
up on it.
Oh man,
But
you need to watch it. I wish I'd known about that before we did this, because I'd have told you to watch it and you could have given
Yeah.
your thoughts on it.
I wish I had it.
Uh, but Tim loved it, so that was good.
Yeah, it's definitely worth a watch if
Yeah.
you get the chance.
Tim loved it, that was good.
Oh.
So that was good, because I was worried no one was going to like that. It was just going to be me. What was the other one, actually? There was another one that I thought I was going to be the only one who liked. I can't remember now.
I mean, Video Dead was fun.
Yeah, that video that was fun,
Yeah.
of course. But then we're going to have to shift gears now over to the negative side of things. And I'm curious, out of the stuff you hadn't seen before, what was your least favourite thing that I made you watch this year for the show? Timmy.
Okay, so again, this is not 2015 releases and not stuff we've already seen.
Yes.
So out of that, I really fucking hated The Collector. Fuck that movie.
Yeah.
That movie sucks.
No! Joseph's not
Hey.
here, he's my backup. I like that movie.
That film
I
was
just-
awful.
Like it's not a bad idea. Like the idea of it, like a serial collector. The like that's
Frosted Loops. Yeah.
that's not a horrible idea, and then
Frosted
the idea of like a house set up with all these traps or whatever is fine, but just like the whole aesthetic of it, it's like that very grimy kind of reminds me of like a Saw feel, which like
Yeah.
I really don't like the
I love how his quality was dipping and dipping, and then he cut out. That was great.
oh no.
Oh, no, he's coming back.
His voice is here. He's with us in spirit.
He's
All right, was that just me?
That was just you. They dropped
Yeah.
out.
Oh shit.
That's alright. You're back now. You're back now. Well, keep going. Just keep talking. Just keep talking. I'm not going to edit this
Yeah,
out.
just-
go.
Okay, so I really just didn't like the look and feel of the movie. It has this like shitty, like I don't know, crappy rock music video feel to it.
Yeah,
that I hate.
I will grant you this, but I like it anyway.
Like, do you know how Baz Luhrmann? I don't know if any of you have seen a lot of his films, but he loves to speed things up. He loves to just have like random speed ups in the middle of the shots. This one had the exact opposite, in that there were random like slow downs, like slow motion
Yeah.
like shots. I hated that because it made it feel like an insurance advert or something. I really.
All right. Okay. So
Also, what they did to that cat was
Oh, I
unforgivable.
know.
that
I
was
know. I
horrible.
admit, I agree. That is the low point of the film for me because I'm a cat person. Kevin, do you have another one that you want to?
I do. I bet you're all expecting me to say like The Visit or something, but I won't. I won't succumb.
That doesn't count anyway. It's a new release.
Well, I bet you were to say it if. Anyway, my worst film that I hadn't seen before this year, but was released previously, was Demonic Toys. I've said a few times how much I didn't like this, and I've made it a point to say that it is worse than The Video Dead, just because I had a ton of fun with The Video Dead, and
Yeah.
I know that you guys found it really fun, but it just wasn't, that fun factor wasn't there for me.
I had fun with this.
Yeah, I know.
I think the director Krampus took some inspiration from it as well. Since we're on the
Yeah,
subject.
with the toys.
Like I think like when you're talking about like a bad or like kind of like a cheesy horror movie or cheesy 80s movie, like
Yeah.
it can really like skirt the line between like being really enjoyable and like not fun at all. So like sometimes it just depends on the taste of the person.
It does, but we've established though that Kevin has a bad taste.
Oh, yeah.
I am shocked and appalled that he didn't say Paranormal Activity 4.
Paranormal Activity 4. Paranormal Activity 4 is a masterclass in filmmaking. I couldn't even finish the sentence.
Yeah, you can't
Oh, that was
say
awful.
that.
No,
Don't be silly.
it wasn't as bad as Demonic Toys.
Oh my. That's blasphemy to me because, well, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to defend Demonic Toys that much. It's just a silly little fun movie, but it's fucking night and day better than that piece of Connect advert pish.
That film was fun.
Um, yeah, I don't really have a counter thing for me because I'd seen everything all in the new releases. I don't think I watched anything new otherwise this year. I'm probably going to shake that up a little bit next year and have some
Yeah.
that I hadn't seen either. But
Ooh la la.
I know, it's exciting times. Tim, turn your camera off and on again because you're still a spinning circle for everyone at
Oh
home.
my.
Yeah.
Let me know when it's good.
I will do. So let's move on then and talk a little bit about.
Yeah,
That's you, Tim. Talk a little bit about.
A little year I like to call 2015.
Well, no, I wanted to just sort of bring out
Never mind.
that same question, that same question again. But I want to ask what the biggest surprise was. Like, what were you expecting to love and you hated, or hate and love? And I guess this can include new releases as well. This could probably include anything that you didn't see before.
Anything.
Yeah.
All right. Ooh. Oh. Ooh.
Huh, that
Ooh.
is.
What good podcast this is.
Well, okay. I think I have an answer.
All right.
I would say the Gallows.
Oh, right.
Because I didn't have like huge high hopes for it. Like I went in thinking like, yeah, there's a chance this could be like, yeah, there's a chance it could be good. There's a chance it could be bad, but I was not expecting it to be that bad. Like that was really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Like surprisingly, like I like not just the usual like found footage movies can kind of be like a little but
I think I have one. I can have two. I've got like a minor one, which is Creep. Just because it came out of nowhere, but it wasn't necessarily I thought it was going to be bad. It just came out of nowhere and ended up being really good. But
that's another one too. I thought is a lot better than I thought it would be.
But the real one that really surprised me, because I was expecting it to be pretty shit, was Unfriended.
As well.
I was very surprised with how engaging that was and how it was actually a really good character study. It wasn't necessarily scary, and that's actually something that annoys me about a lot of people. When they talk about horror movies, they'll immediately, if they don't find it scary, that's just their one complaint, they don't like it. It's like, oh, that wasn't scary. It's like, well, that's not all the horror movies that it do.
I think it can be a valid criticism. Like, I think depending on the movie and maybe what it's trying to do, but like I do agree that shouldn't be your only complaint, especially if it's a movie that's maybe going for a different feel and maybe it's not trying to scare you as much, but it's more of a psychological or something like that.
Yeah, I don't feel like any point in Friendly was actually trying to scare me, which is the thing.
Yeah.
With the exception of maybe the last 10 seconds, which is the only part of the movie that I hated.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
But no, that was a really, really nice surprise. I was actually really impressed with the quality of that.
Well, for me, my biggest surprise of the year was probably Unfriended. No, that was probably my second biggest surprise. My biggest surprise was probably The Gift. Mainly because that trailer did nothing for me. That trailer was awful.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you know what? I probably won't enjoy this. And then I quietly cursed Peter for making us go see it. And then I was like, this was really good. I'm really glad I went to see that.
Hey, that's nothing. Over in 1.21 gigawatts, I made them all go see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So it could be worse.
This one turned out being good.
Could be a lot worse. Don't you worry about that.
And Fantastic Four, and
oh, brother.
Yeah, and Fantastic Four. That's the other one. But The
Gift was.
That's good. That's good. All right, so let's talk about 2015 then. We were saying at the start of the show we had a lot of good movies, and I don't know if we're all going to agree. I think Tim's going to have the exact same favourite of the year. The best horror movie of 2015.
Without a doubt.
It Follows.
Without a doubt, yeah.
I know Tim agrees with that. Kevin, are you on the page with that, or do you disagree?
I might be. Let me check my notepad. I might be. Yeah,
This
I
is
think I am. I think I am.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So we're that is unequivocally, and I'm pretty sure Joseph would be on side here as well if he was here.
Yeah.
Um,
and this is I think especially impressive because there's a lot of good stuff
yeah.
that I saw in theaters, and but yeah, it Follows really just blew everything out of the
And
water.
do you know what I think? So unequivocally, it is the Screams After Midnight horror movie of the year. But
Yeah.
what I what I really take away from it is that some people didn't like it. Like I've seen people online who don't like it, and I think really what it's established for me is that well, we all have different tastes in very different ways, and Kevin was saying earlier isn't like the 80s slashers as much, and so on. And we do have different tastes, but there's things in that movie that all kind of unifies. We all like the longer takes. We all like the John Carpenter era synth and like style of suspense. We like the unstoppable force of a villain. There's a lot of things there that kind of, and we
The-
appreciate that it takes time. It isn't just jump
So-
scare.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more there's more subtle creepiness as opposed to like in
Subtlety.
your face. Yeah.
Subtlety's a big thing.
There is a few other things though I would like to give like quick shout outs to though.
Well, yeah,
Because
I think we'd be doing a disservice just to say, oh, we all agree it follows.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about anything else because we mentioned Creep. Creep,
Yeah.
really good. We all like that. We were all pretty positive on Friended for the most part. Krampus, we all pretty much really enjoyed.
I was surprised at how much I like that. There's actually two things other than like what we just mentioned that
Yeah, this is
sticks
because-
out to me.
Because Tim gets early screens of some things, so
Ooh.
he's seen stuff that we've not had a chance to see yet.
Yeah.
Well, so yeah, you probably know at least one of the ones I want to mention, which hopefully we'll do on the show at some point. But I really like the Hallow, which we didn't actually cover in the show, but really great creature feature. That again won't go into too much because of spoilers and stuff. But it's not like groundbreaking or like a like a new kind of or feels like a new classic like maybe It Follows or something, but I think really really solid flick that I will definitely be buying once it's out on DVD and would want to watch again. And actually second thing I mentioned, I don't know if you guys were as positive on it as me, but I actually really liked Insidious 3.
I liked Insidious 3. I mean, I wouldn't put it in the conversation like
Yeah.
for best of the year, but like I thought it was
I mean-
a solid sequel that I really enjoyed.
Yeah, if we were doing like a top 5, like it'd probably be like my 4th or 5th maybe.
yeah.
So yeah, like probably wouldn't break the top 3, but I like there's a few stuff in there where I feel like it was kind of mixed bag because there was like a lot of annoying typical jump scare stuff that we don't like as much and getting like a little sick of, but there was also some really like more quiet creepy stuff in there, like the guy waving and some kind of slower stuff like with the
I
ghost.
like the again, not spoilers, but I like the villain who like didn't speak. He had like the mask.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like, just some of that like quieter, creepier stuff I really liked in it.
It's
And,
essentially it's the mythology that I've always loved.
yeah,
So I hope we get a 4th. So I mean,
I'd really like as long as they keep being this quality, I'm definitely up for more.
yeah. So that's all that. Before we move on to worst, I do want to give a shout out though because we've had a lot of horror comedies this year, and we don't
yeah.
typically cover them on this show. We just kind of decided not to, but I do want to give a shout because I really liked The Final Girls, which is like a group of characters get sucked into what is essentially the Friday the 13th, but they can't call it that for copyright reasons. And I really liked that, and it actually ended up not only being really funny, but it had more of a heart than I was expecting.
Yeah.
I
surprising.
also really like Cuties, which was a bunch of kids become zombies, but it's only affecting the kids.
Yeah, that was really good.
That was really funny. Like I really enjoyed that.
That was another surprise one for me, which again, like I saw the trailer and thought like, oh, this could be good, but when I saw it, I was like, oh, I'm surprised at how much I like it. Was really good.
And that's to say, there's even some that I've not seen yet. I've not seen The Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. I've not seen that one that was originally like the kitchen sink, but it changed to
Oh yeah, I
Freaks
forgot
of
about
Nature.
that one.
I think Freaks of Nature.
Yeah,
I think we're. I don't think we can. I think you're all doing it. Horror comedies, a great disservice, because I don't think you can talk about horror comedies in 2015 without
Oh
talking
no.
about
Oh
the
no.
greatest horror comedy
Oh,
to
no.
grace our eyes, The
on.
Visit by M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh god. Oh dear lord.
I know it's become a bit of a joke about me and M. Night Shyamalan, but I really, honestly, really liked it. It was very good.
No. No, it wasn't.
Tim
I'm
just
really
outright
mad I wasn't
suggested-
on that episode
It was-
because I would have.
It
I
was.
do not feel like you guys were hard enough on that movie.
I think
I understand, Kevin. I understand your love of it and your love of Shyamalan. I can let that go. But I was really hoping either Pete or Joseph would really get
Great
into
time.
it.
Yeah.
I think I was a bit more lenient on it than I maybe should have been, just because, like, I'd seen The Happening, and this was fucking like. After that, like, the guy, you know.
The Happening is one I can watch.
And also,
Not
I
one-
laughed really hard at one moment near the end, which I won't spoil because we're not spoilers on this, but it's to do with hygiene. Is all I'm saying.
Oh god, yeah.
Hated it so much.
The oh, what was I gonna say? I can't remember.
Well, that's okay then. We'll move on to disappointments for the year for new movies in 2015. Now, some people might say The Gallows, but
No.
Sinister fucking 2 was
Yeah.
such a piece of shit. It
See,
was-
this is where I don't understand you guys because how you can like give like The Visit like a 5 or a 6, but Sinister 2 like a 2 or a 3, that baffles my mind.
Sinister 2 is a much worse film.
Yeah.
No,
Much
not
worse.
worse than The Visit. No,
Yeah,
no,
easy.
sir.
Fucking
No,
easy. Sinister
No
2
way.
is...
Sinister 2 is awful.
I would
Sinister
rather
2
watch Sinister 2 once a week for an entire year before having to watch The Visit again.
Sinister 2 was like one of these like direct-to-video sequels where no one with any talent is involved in it. Everything about it is a bad idea. There is no tension, no suspense, nothing. Sinister 2, I was in awe. Like, I guess it's technically better than Fantastic Four, but goddamn, like, Fantastic Four, Terminator Genesis, and Sinister 2 were the trifecta of absolute horseshit that I had to see in the cinema this year. Obviously, those two aren't horror movies, but like, I'm just putting it on that level. Like, that's where I felt coming out of this.
See, and it's hard for me to defend it because if I defend it, it's gonna make it sound like I like it, and like you guys always go back and be like, "Oh, well, you like Sinister too," but like, no, I didn't like it. I liked it more than you guys. Like, I wouldn't say it was utter shit, and I definitely say that there's stuff that was worse. The Gallows and The Visit definitely worse than Sinister 2, in my opinion. But I'm not saying it was a good movie. I'm not saying I love Sinister 2 and oh man, it was the best movie. I can't wait to get it and own it and watch it again and again. But I don't know, to go with what you're saying and calling it an utter piece of trash, I just feel like that's being a little harsh.
Utter piece of trash.
No, I at least like wasn't.
That's what I put it.
I saw it.
I want to just envision the boardroom meeting like, right, so Sinister did quite well for us, didn't it? It did, yes. We should do a sequel. Yeah, but what could it be about? Because we killed like all the characters at the end of the movie. I guess spoilers, but it's shit, so just go with it. So just go with it. He's like, well, there was that deputy guy who was like the comic relief. Oh, let's make him the main character. No. Fucking.
I really couldn't believe that they did that. Like, I was thinking, is this guy? Why is it this guy? He was in it for like 10 minutes of the original film.
He was part of a weird case that he wants to continue investigating. I don't think it's that unbelievable.
Well, no, it's not unbelievable from like a narrative point of view, but it's unbelievable from a. Why would you do this? Like, he was in it for like 20 minutes. Like, why would you make him the main character of the next film?
Because all the other main characters died.
To be fair, I'll even have a problem with taking a character who was only in like 10, 20 minutes of the first one and making them a main character. I actually think that's actually quite a cool thing when I like
Yeah,
the
the
character.
character, yeah.
But when it's when it's a character, I feel like, oh, I really wish there was more of them because I really liked them. They were like a sort of standout, and then they make them the main character. I'm like, oh, that's cool. However, he was shit.
Squirrels don't have feet.
I thought it was
remember.
pretty cool when he like fucking told those cops like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. Totally put them in their place.
No, I was looking at my watch thinking, God, when's this piece of shit over? That's what I was
You guys
thinking.
are so wrong.
Fucking I had Children of the Corn number 7 written all over it. I've only seen the first 3 Children of the Corn. I can only imagine how bad they got after the third one because 2 and 3 were pretty bad. And Children of the Corn 1's not even that good. It's decent. It's reasonable at best. And then 2 and 3 are shit. And then I hear bad things because there's like 8 of them now.
That's one of those weird things where it's like you just go on Netflix and you'll see like Children
Yeah.
of the Corn Genesis and you'll be like, oh, like when was this made? And you're like 2013. Like what they're still making these? What the fuck?
Oh, we need to do all the Children of the Corns over like 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for next week we're all going to watch all 9 Children of the Corn movies come back. No. The sad part is one day we probably all end up doing them because we'll get through all the big franchises eventually.
Yeah.
And if they might be doing a reboot at some point.
Probably.
I know they're talking about it, but
I know the 6th one's called Children of the Corn 666. I remember that just because it's memorable for
makes sense.
cheesy reasons. Alright, so
My final say, just final say with Sinister 2, because I know you guys are going to try to twist my words and act like I love it and stuff. And again, I'm not saying that I love it. I just don't think it's the worst movie ever made. Maybe don't spend money on it, but hey, if it's ever on Netflix or something, I give it a watch. It's not that bad.
do you remember the scene, Kevin, where the mum's in the supermarket and there's like the worst like PI
Rutabaga. Oh
Yeah.
god, yeah. The bloody
following her?
yeah.
Remember that scene?
The safe word is rutabaga, by the way. So stupid.
I forgot that.
Rutabaga. Let's run. Oh god.
Oh dear. What the fuck's a rutabaga?
It's like
a
it's like an
vegetable.
oily vegetable.
Is it? Right, okay.
You don't want to use a word that's too common, so that makes sense actually. So you guys don't know what you're talking about.
Fuck you, Tim.
You guys don't know about safe words.
Next up would probably be The Gallows, which I'm guessing is what your disappointment of the year is.
I-
No. With who? Me?
With
Or?
Tim, because
Oh,
obviously
okay.
he's not agreeing with Sinister 2.
Oh right, yeah.
I mean, The Gallows and The Visit are about tied for me. They're both horseshit. I think the Visit made me angrier than The Gallows, to be honest. But they're both pretty bad.
Fair enough. Because the Gallows didn't have the hip young kid doing his rapping.
No one to connect with the youth.
One of my
It's just
most
not-
annoying fucking things. Although the kid of The Gallows was pretty annoying too. They're both so bad.
Excuse you, Diamond T-Dog? T-Dog Diamond?
No, it was T Diamond something.
Someone, God.
T Diamond Stylus.
T-Diamond Styles. God.
I saw The Visit with my mom. I feel so bad.
She's like, Tim, I'm disowning you. You are now an orphan. Oh dear. Alright, that's cool. So, some of the best, some of the worst. We had guests on the show over the course. Connor was on a few episodes. I think we had Matt on for 1 or 2. We had James on for 1
James.
episode. Yeah. Why do you laugh when you say that, Kevin?
I don't know. This is so random.
Are
That
we
was your
doing
fault. That was you said, let's get James on. He wants to talk about it.
Because
we
I've never
doing, like-
spoken to him before. I want to speak to him.
Are we doing like our worst
He's
and
a cool
favorite
guy.
guests?
No, we're not
Okay,
doing that.
no.
Okay.
Because they
Maybe
might
I'll
listen
hit
to
this,
this
yeah.
and they might be appalled at what we're saying about them.
Oh god. No.
Although
I think-
clearly the worst regular person on the show is Joseph because he's not here.
Yeah. Ooh.
Not here to defend himself. So
Yeah. Boo.
that said, though, Kevin does like Paranormal Activity 4.
I don't. it's,
And what was the other one? There was another one that he really shocked us by saying he liked.
Oh, what was that?
I'll have a look in the playlist.
Oh, what was the really bad bad. There was another bad movie.
There was some weird ones that he didn't like. Like he didn't like the Evil Dead reboot.
Oh, that was one. That was after though. Yeah, he hated the Evil Dead reboot, which was kind of insane. Oh, what was it?
Is it Prowler?
Nah, oh, maybe.
No, I wasn't in for the Prowler. I
don't know.
Could it
Was
have
it
been?
Hills Have Eyes?
I wasn't there for that either. That was that 3 weeks.
How many
No.
did you miss?
That was that was that 3 weeks when my internet was getting turned off, and then miraculously, by the grace of God, I was returned for the visit.
Oh, that's right, because we thought he might miss the visit, and we were all pissed because we'd like made a point of doing it, because every week he was like fucking 5 weeks to the visit, 4 weeks to the visit, and then he disappeared for 3 weeks. It was like, that prick better be back for the fucking visit, or I'm going to go to Ireland. I'm going to go to Northern Ireland, and I'm going to deal with him.
BT's fault. I think the one that I might not have liked was, or I might have liked when everyone hated it, was.
Like the New York Ripper, you didn't like that, did you?
Yeah, I didn't really like it. I also didn't really like. I remember not really liking one of the Evil Dads. I think it was Evil Dead 2, maybe 3. I don't know.
I know the reboot you didn't like.
Yeah,
I
the
did like
reboot was the
the
one
reboot.
that you didn't like that threw us off.
All right.
So, okay, so that's that. So that's 2015, pretty good year. We had some good movies to talk about. There's even ones that we probably haven't seen yet. I mean, Tim's seen The Hallow, we've not seen that, obviously.
I think the only big one I can think of that I haven't seen is Green Inferno.
Yeah, I've not seen that either. We'll probably have to do that at some point next year, actually.
Yeah.
Get caught up in that. Get a bit of Eli Roth in the house. Although,
Yeah.
actually, Eli Roth, since he came up, if you don't pay attention to the TV reviews that we do on Almost Cancelled, if you go to the Mailed Fuzz TV channel, you can find the review for Season 1, Episode 1 of South of Hell, which was a new horror show on a TV network called WeTV, which we'd never heard of. Right? It was a horror show about like possession, and it came out of nowhere. But we looked at the names, and fucking Ty West was going to direct an episode. Eli Roth directed the first episode. He was also the executive producer. It had talent behind it. We watched the first episode of South of Hell, and it was legit. Actually, having given some thought and having some retrospect on it, it is easily the worst single episode of anything I have ever seen on television.
Wow.
Because not only is the story bad, not only are the characters shit, the acting shit, and all the things that are usually shit, the technical level was awful. There was a point where the camera kept cutting to the opposite person talking, so it was obviously they dubbed this scene, like they ADR'd and all the dialogue because they changed it for some reason, right? So not only is it really obvious because they're cutting to like the wrong person all the time, right? I'd be fine with that, right? I'd be fine with that. They didn't bother doing any mixing to the audio that they recorded to add in, so it sounds like narration when it's meant to be dialogue, and it is really quite spectacular how bad it was. At one point, they go to a mental hospital, and the name of the hospital is literally just photoshopped onto the front of the building, and it's got like a light glow around it, but there's no light source, and it's just really awful. Really awful. I mean, actually, since we've got onto TV, it's actually been a pretty weird year for horror on TV because between actual horror and horror comedy, there's been a bunch of different stuff. There was the Scream TV show, which was pretty awful. There was Scream Queens, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, love that.
Ash vs Evil Dead, of course, we're still reviewing that week to week on the
So good.
TV channel. Go check that out if you like Evil Dead. And that's been so good. So that's great. And they announced a bunch of stuff coming in the next year or two. We're getting a Friday the 13th TV show. Among other ones, I think there's a couple that I'm forgetting, but yeah, a lot of horror on TV. And
I didn't watch this season, but I did catch up on the last season. of American Horror Story, and it's so fucking bad.
Yeah, yeah. We were telling you how bad it was, and you were defending it. And then Tim actually came into our chat on Facebook and apologised to everyone who fought on this.
See, I'm not above admitting when I'm wrong. So if there is a movie that is bad, I am willing to change my mind and see the error of my ways. And I, yeah, I defended like the first two seasons of American Horror Story, but after watching these last two seasons, the third and fourth season, it's utter garbage, and now it makes me rethink what I thought of the first two seasons.
Yeah, because we reviewed
So.
the not the pilot, because the season 5, but the first episode of the new
Yeah.
season. Because obviously an anthology, so we could jump in and not have to worry about having been caught up. And it was just awful. Like we 5 minutes in, if that, I knew I wanted nothing to do with the rest of this. Like, you know, I was checking out. No pun intended, because it was set in a hotel. Get it? American Horror Story Hotel. I checked
Oh.
out.
Oh, that's like a me level pun. God.
That was better than your puns. That was better. There was nuance in that. Nuance.
Oh God, yeah.
So yeah, we divert. We don't usually talk about TV stores, but I think it's worth doing just at the end of the year to talk about it a little bit, because, you know, it is related, because some of them are spin-offs of movies that we talk about. So
Yeah. And real quick, not to, again, don't want to derail too much, but also some good horror video game stuff. I really liked Until Dawn. I know you played Evil Within, which was that last year? or
that was
this
last year. Yeah, that was 2014.
Oh, okay.
Um,
We
yeah.
we played through the first Silent Hill, which obviously was a long time ago, but
Yeah, we did
The
that
first
together.
time.
We're currently halfway through the first Fatal Frame together,
Yeah.
which we're enjoying. Yeah, I played through Evil Within. I also played through Alien Isolation, which legitimately the scariest game I've ever played.
I checked that out.
Fucking terrified me, because you're so helpless, and you get a little bit more power as you go on. But that first couple of hours when you have nothing you can do and you just have to hide, fucking terrifying.
Is it really that bad though? It's like, because one of my friends, he studies like physics or something in Warwick, I want to say, but he's like, he was telling me it's like it was awful and he couldn't play it with the lights off and everything. I was like, is it really that bad? But it is.
You mean scary? Like,
Yeah, like
Oh, I thought you
Um,
meant like
no, like is
yeah,
it
quality.
like
No, yeah, it's pretty, like, you know, I play a lot of horror games and it doesn't really bother me. Like, I'm so immune to it a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there was times when I was, you know, we were streaming this live on the internet and I had to pause it and, like, I need to take 5 minutes, guys. Like, because it was so stressful sneaking about when this alien, you know, the alien's around.
yeah?
And then I got angry and frustrated because I kept dying, and you can see my breaking point, and I'm like ready to punch things, and then I finally do it, and I'm like, so yeah, fuck you, you alien bitch, and I'm like, yeah, all right, I'm really into it. So that's really good. So yeah, that's some video game stuff. As for other horror games that actually came out this year, I did play Soma, but the game kept crashing. I left it be after the first like 2 hours, 3 hours of it. It was good what I played of it so far. I was enjoying the story, but I'll need to go back to it and play the rest of it. And of course, Resident Evil Remake for GameCube got remastered for current consoles, and Resident Evil 0 is getting a similar remaster next month in January. So I'm really looking forward to playing that again, because that's my favourite video game series of all time. And
I'll be picking that up as well.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
looking forward to the remake 2, you know, the remake of the second game, which I am praying beyond belief that it's actual old school Resident Evil with the nicer graphics and some extra tidbits. But come on, fixed camera angles and, you know, limited inventory. That's what we want. That's what we want out of that. Actually, speaking of Resident Evil Revelations 2 came out and was pretty decent. I enjoyed playing it. As a new style Resident Evil game, it was fine.
If we can sort of divert back, I don't mean to like sort of go off course, but if we can sort of divert back to the podcast, I really, I like I said, I wasn't into horror or before this, but I really have to. I'm really glad I got involved in this because it was more of a. It was like a really. I'm not the most confident person, and then like, you sort of like you had advertised it on Mild Fuzz, and I was like, might as well. And like for the first like week or something. Well, the first week my webcam was banjaxed anyway, so I had to have like a .png file.
That's right, I remember that.
And it was like really terrible.
You were also really nervous. I remember you being really nervous that first time.
I was like, oh god, because like I'd interacted with you like over text, but never over like voice or face to face or whatever. But no, I'm really. I think you can definitely see if you watch back through the footage, I've really grown with my comfort levels with you guys, and yeah,
Yeah, and
I,
you can similarly tell if you watch through all the episodes that our comfort level has decreased with Kevin, and we want to kill him now for having awful taste.
no, but I'm really glad that I got involved, and I hope it can run for years to come.
Well, it should do. This will be the first of many end of year specials. We can review 2016 at the end of next year. And 2016, of course, will be really exciting because it's the first full year of us doing this. Like doing
Yeah.
the whole year, January through
Yeah.
end of the year, and it'll be really fun to do that.
Mhm.
Which brings us nicely, actually, onto the last thing I want to talk about is what movies we're looking forward to in 2016. Or I'm just going to sort of name ones actually, and if I miss any, you can let me know. But there's some really good ones coming up. The Forest is coming up, and that's Natalie Dormer, who's known on Game of Thrones. She was in the first Captain America movie, and she's been in a few other things. She was in the Hunger Games movies there. And actually, I'm really interested in this one because it's not based on a true story, but it's based on a real thing that exists, which I actually knew about from a documentary years ago. It's a forest in Japan where everyone goes to commit suicide.
Yeah, it's really creepy.
It is really creepy. But her, I think her sister or something like that, went there and she goes hunting for her. And of course, there's going to be ghosts and shit. But it looked really. I thought the trailer, which we talked about on 1.21 gigawatts, looked quite good for the most part. So
I feel like it could easily go either way,
yeah, it could. It really could. But it's got
I am
potential.
interested as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got potential. Obviously, we also covered a trailer on that show for The Witch, which is coming out
That's
end of February, at least in the
that's-
US.
that's my number one most anticipated. I'm really pumped for it. I was mad when I saw the trailer. At the fact that like after I saw it, it wasn't coming out in like a few months. Like
Yeah, it was like
I was like, oh wait, like oh this looks so good. Oh wait, 2016. And I'll admit it doesn't really like show you too much. Like obviously you know that it's about a witch.
yeah, and it's set in
Yeah,
olden times, but it gives you this tremendous sense of atmosphere.
yeah. And if the atmosphere and the tone that's in that trailer is in the movie, like
Yeah.
throughout the whole thing, I think that's going to be a really really great big movie. I'm very very excited.
Of course, The Conjuring 2 is coming out,
Yeah.
which I know Joseph's going to be jerking himself into a coma over because he loved that first movie. So that's pretty cool. We're also getting Rings, which is the Ring 3 / reboot.
That'll be interesting.
That'll be weird. I don't know how that's going to work. I love how they've went with the Aliens title. They've just added an S onto it, like make it plural. But the reason why I mentioned that is because I'm curious as to how that is. In fact, I'm going to have to watch The Ring 2, the US one, because I've never seen that, just so we're up to date on it. But I mentioned that because just this past week there was an announcement from Japan.
Oh yeah.
The Japanese Ring, aka Ringu, and the Japanese Grudge, which is Ju-on the Grudge, are having a crossover. They're going to have the girl from the Ring versus the girl from the Grudge in a movie. Which sounds like the most batshit insane thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
And I am completely okay with this. I want to see this.
Yeah, I think like there hasn't really been like a ton of great versus movies, I guess. But
Well, I mean, to be fair though, Japan like excels at it with the Godzilla stuff. Like that's their whole thing.
okay,
Godzilla,
yeah.
Godzilla versus Godzilla versus Godzilla versus like
Okay, yeah, I haven't really seen that many Godzillas, so I can't really attest to that. But just like generally from most versus movies I've seen, they haven't been that great. But this sounds like so.
insane.
They're always a spectacle, you know.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like I'm excited for this because at the very least, I'm sure it'll be like crazy.
Yeah.
One that I want to mention. This is another one that we covered the trailer for a few weeks ago on 1.21. I think it's a Swedish movie called Encounters. And if you watch the trailer, it looks like it's like a weird Blair Witch kind of movie. It is found footage, right? And I was kind of feeling, oh, it's just kind of Blair Witchy, you know, they're in the woods. And the only difference was it was sort of intercut with like kind of, if you've seen Mr. Robot, like the F Society like videos with the guy talking about what's going on. But the last like 20 seconds of the trailer shows what the like. It's hinting that there's aliens involved. It's not, you know, it's not ghosts, it's aliens, right? But the last 20 seconds of this trailer shows you some pretty extreme shit that they're going to see in the forest. Where I'm like, okay, I'm in. Like, it's so big and like it's the because you always feel like when they're doing a movie in the woods like that, and Blair Witch is, I don't want to say guilty because there's nothing wrong with doing this, but a lot of cheap horror movies set themselves in the woods because it's cheap. You don't have to pay for anything, and it's just people running about in the woods. The end of this trailer shows that they actually do have some money. And they're showing some pretty cool shit at the end. So I'm really, and the tone was really cool. So I'm really down for encounters. You know, scary getting into the woods, trying to find aliens. I'm into it. That looked quite good. And you know what? I'm sure there's been another couple of movies. There's a psychological one that's British called The Unkindness of Ravens that we've seen a trailer for, which is set in Scotland actually with a. I don't know if the character's Scottish, but there's a Scottish woman narrating the trailer. But he's like a vet who's came back from like you know, Afghanistan or Iraq or whatever, and he's got like a lot of psychological problems, and he's like basically going into the Highlands in Scotland to try and get away from his issues, and basically there might have been like a cult or something that did something to him in the war or before the war, and there's like weird flashy of things, but the atmosphere and the psychological horror looks quite interesting.
Also, The Purge 3 coming out.
Purge 3's coming out, yeah.
Yeah,
That's true. I still seen the second one.
Second one's.
I heard the second one was better than the first one.
I
I don't know. It's just like the first one is more sort of like the first one. I really did not like the first one when I first watched it,
me
and I haven't watched it since. But I've come to like home invasion films, so I'm thinking if I go back and watch it, maybe it'll be better. But
The Purge wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. I ended up enjoying it to a decent amount anyway, but it wasn't. Whereas the second movie, because it's set outside in the no man's land, if you will, I was like, okay, that sounds quite cool, and I've heard that it is better, so I'm curious to check it out.
I've never seen.
Better actually.
I've never seen the second one, but I'm actually really, really excited for the third one, only because it was actually filmed in my hometown, which it's gonna be so crazy to see. Like now that I live in Los Angeles, like I see it a lot of places I know in movies and stuff now, but it's not like that crazy. But like this, you know, I grew up in Woonsocket, Rhode Island, which is like this really small shit out of nowhere town. So like,
I know that feeling because I went to see Under the Skin last year, and it's like just all over Glasgow, and it's like, holy shit, this is weird. Scarlett Johansson just walking around in Buchanan Street. What the fuck?
The only films that I can recognize anywhere from is films about the Troubles. I don't really want to watch those. Oh god.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But about the Purge, I rated the first one like 2.5, and then I rated the second one 3.5. So I did enjoy the second one more. I forgot about that.
Yeah, 3.5. Yeah, that's a big improvement. Is there anything else? Anything else that I'm forgetting? I'm sure there is some trailers that I've seen in 121 that I like the look of, and I'm forgetting about them just because, you know, it's hard to remember them.
There's The Boy.
There's The Boy. What's The Boy? I'm clicking on it now.
That was the dummy.
Oh yeah, that looks shit. That looks absolutely
I hate dummy movies.
Shit.
There's also, I didn't even realize this, but I guess there's a new Amityville.
There's a new Amityville called The Awakening coming out, yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that one myself.
The new Friday the 13th isn't next year though, right? It got pushed back.
Friday the 13th was meant to come out next year. It was meant to come out in May, and we were going to plan to do reviews of all of the series leading up to it, but then it got pushed to next year, or 2017. Which, to be honest, I'm kind of okay with, because we actually just did the Friday the 13th on 121 for Halloween, so
that's true, yeah.
Having the year is nice to just, you know, separate myself from them a little bit.
There's one called Before I Wake, and I literally haven't heard of it until now, but according to IMDb, it's a young couple adopt an orphan child whose dreams and nightmares manifest physically as he sleeps.
Oh wait, I think I saw a trailer for this actually.
Yeah, I saw the trailer somewhere.
Does it look good, or?
It looked interesting.
Yeah. It was hard to tell.
Yeah.
Again, one of those other ones that it's like, um, I mean, I gotta admit, like, I'm a huge sucker
Oh,
for
no,
trailers.
I didn't like this one. But I'm thinking about it, I thought this looked kind of
Yeah.
shitty. Yeah, now I'm remembering it properly. So no, I take that one back.
Oh, also The Purge, 2.5, 3.5, 4 out of 5 because it's on my letterbox.
Oh, very
Not out
good.
of 10.
Very good. Well, if there's nothing else anyone's got spring to mind, I'm sure there's others coming out throughout the year that we're forgetting. But
There'll probably be more announcements and
Of
then like
course, yeah.
smaller stuff.
yeah,
and-
everything we just said is the first 4 or 5
Stuff.
months. Like
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be stuff later in the year that we just don't see coming. But hopefully, if it's half as good as this year for horror, then we'll have some fun.
Yeah.
So, to wrap up, I'll say that it's been great fun doing this show this year. We're looking forward to do it for another year. And there'll be more new movies, more classics, more franchise, series and all that sort of stuff. So I guess with that said, we'll say what was your favourite movies of the year, horror movies of the year? In the comments if you're on YouTube. If not, tweet at us, mailed_fuzz, email at us, mailedfuzz@gmail.com. But you can of course find us all elsewhere. So Kevin, where can people find you in 2016?
In 2016, well, as of now, you can find me on Twitter, the letterbox at momoguy123.
And Northern Ireland's sex offenders list, probably.
Who knows? I don't.
That's what you want to be on. Timmy.
Any social media stuff, it's at Tim Vargulish. And if you would like to check out my comic book stuff, that's facebook.com/goatmancomics. And before
Oh, that's
well
right.
actually
Timmy.
I do have a little surprise here, but Pete, you want to do your plugs real quick and then I'll end us with a
Yeah,
little
okay.
something.
Yeah, Tim's got a surprise. That's exciting. You can find me on social media at Wibble89. You can also find me in a bunch of other shows here on the network, such as the regular movie stuff that I've mentioned before on the same channel. Go over to the TV one for TV reviews of stuff like Ash vs. Evil Dead. We did all the season of Scream Queens. You can find all that in a nice handy playlist if you want to check that stuff out. But no, let's get Tim's surprise. And Firefly really wants to know as well.
So I feel this would be a good way to end our first year in 2015, but I wrote a little poem
Oh,
here. So
oh my.
let's read this. We watched a lot of movies this year. Some made us laugh, some filled us with fear. Peter quite enjoyed watching Unfriended, while Joseph became very offended. When I gave The Haunting a low score, I still say the film was a bore. We can't quite seem to figure out Kevin. Why would anyone rate Paranormal Activity 4 a 7? I don't remember if that was the actual score, but
I think it might have been.
It Follows was an instant classic, and Evil Dead 2 remained fantastic. So thanks for watching Screams After Midnight on the podcast network called Mild Fuzz. Sinister 2 wasn't as bad as everyone said it was. A little heartfelt poem.
Well,
Congratulations. That was very nice of you, Timmy. Very nice of you.
Yeah.
And maybe next year he'll repeat that and do a poem for 2016. So thank you, thank you so very much for watching or listening this year. Hopefully you join us again in 2016, because we will be back next week in 2016 with a review of something. Don't know what yet, but it'll be a horror movie of some sort. So thank you very much once again. Keep watching scary movies. Happy New Year. See you next time.